Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Oh my gosh, all hell is breaking loose around here. I haven't even had any hurricane problems yet. Somebody's pulled the fire alarm in the damn building. We had to go downstairs and do a detour on that, and we come up here and somebody's cranked the heat on to 98 degrees.
The air is not on. The heat is. I can feel like heat of wind hit my neck right now.
Is somebody punking us? Like, what is going on? It's like, what is this? I feel like I've been thrown into a blender of fuckery.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty fucked.
Let me go check the thermostat.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Well, welcome to it. It is the KVJ After the Show podcast. Yeah.
Hurricane edition.
Yep. Big debate, big question everybody's asking. You know, we were actually downstairs, and, you know, the one thing that everybody's asking is, are you staying or are you going? Are you staying or are you going? What's going on? Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. I think right now...
You're staying.
I think I'm leaning towards staying.
My boy is staying with the bird because of the Connect 4 tournament.
That's it. Got me. Got me. No, here's the thing, like, you know, is I'm watching the storm today, and you know what it is you just want to know, I mean, for you and your area, yeah, I mean, you got sympathy for anybody that's going through the 185 mile per hour winds and is in the path of that, but ultimately you're like going, okay, what does this mean for me? What are the conditions going to look like? What is my house going to look like? What's my neighborhood going to look like? What am I leaving behind? What am I going to be staying through? And, you know, honestly, it looks like we're going to be dealing with probably like a Cat 3. I was looking at the rainfall. South Florida, maybe 5 to 8 inches is what they were kind of saying just a second ago on the Weather Channel. And, you know, if it keeps ticking, you know, keep watching for it hopefully going east, and so we get the west side of the storm, which wouldn't be as bad. I mean, I wrote out 2 3s in 2004. The storm wasn't that bad or that terrifying. The worst part was the after effect. And, you know, South Florida has built itself up and has been better. We've been working on stuff on the house, you know, getting that built up so that we're hurricane ready. So my house is better equipped for a hurricane than before. So, yeah, I don't know.
You're older. You're wiser.
Yeah, like
You are definitely older.
definitely old, no doubt older. Dang, 13 years older. Wow.
Yeah, don't think about the numbers. Just know that you are older as in wisdom.
Thank you. But yeah, I think honestly my rule still stands. 4 or 5 get the hell out of Dodge. But if we're looking at a 3, consider staying. Honestly, the biggest thing for me that I was asking around is like, okay, is there any way possible that I could watch the Ohio State football game on Saturday night? That's the only thing. I got to somehow, that's my biggest assurance.
Well, I don't think the
It's the most
storm will even
ridiculous
be
thing.
here by then.
Yeah, you'll still be good on Saturday night.
Saturday at 8 o'clock? It's not
Yeah.
going to flicker and
Nah, you'll
go
be
out?
good.
You won't lose power till probably overnight Sunday.
Sunday into Monday, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, so sounds like...
If all you care
everything's
about
lined
is
up.
Saturday.
It really is, and honestly, I know that people would be like, what? Like, what? That's your concern is a stupid football game?
No,
No.
I get it. Because yesterday, my main concern was National Cheese Pizza Day. Everyone was talking hurricane.
Everybody's got their own thing.
Everyone's got their thing.
Mine is Buckeye football, and this is their biggest game of the year. They're taking on the number 5 team, you know, your boys.
Yes, Sooners.
Yeah, that's right. I can remember. I'm impressed you remembered.
Bro, I love Oklahoma.
Yeah. It's number 2 versus number 5. It's a big game.
Suckeyes are number 2, right?
Yeah, Suckeyes are 2. Yep. Oklahoma's number 5.
How bad would it suck if the Suckeyes lose, and right as they lose, you see the ending of the game, you know they lost, and then all your power goes out? That would suck.
No, that would be fun because I'd be like going, you know what? That's just what would be the worst is if the Buckeyes are like going for the win. It's all tied up, or let's say they're losing by a point, and they've got a 45-yard field goal, which is a pretty good distance. And they line up, and here's the snap and the and I'm like going, oh my God, I get to my phone. I'm like going, oh my God, I can't get any Wi-Fi. Now that would be,
And then the power goes out.
And then it's 8 days, and I can't get any kind of communication. For 8 days, I'm wondering if Ohio State made the kick. Honestly, I would probably take off running north just to like try to find out what happened.
I remember the one of the, it was either Francis or Jean. I think it was Francis. I was dating this girl, and it just had run its course, and I was already wanting to end it. And I remember all the phones went down, and I couldn't keep in contact with anybody. And I was so happy. I'm like, oh, I just bought myself another 5 days without talking to this person. This is great.
That is kind of nice.
It worked out, and it did. It helped with the breakup. It was perfect.
Francis kind of broke you girls up.
It helped. Francis helped the breakup go easier.
When a storm actually works in your favor.
Well, I legitimately could not get a hold of anybody. But I fucking can't get a hold. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I was 5
Yeah.
days.
My fault, Francis.
So much has changed in 5 days. We've grown apart.
So it's that kind of stuff that I am, and I think a lot of people are trying to think through. You're trying to think of like, okay, how's it going to be? Like, you just want to think about in that moment, because I remember when I had the chance to leave in 2004 for both Cat 3s, and I'm like, I'm sitting here with no power, and I'm miserable, and I've got these two gay guys that are still fighting.
I don't even know them.
I don't even know them. And they're trying to involve me in the middle to try to help their crisis.
You got a referee.
Oh my God.
Well, you're like,
And I'm just like, why did I stay?
you're,
Why did I stay? I'm like, if I could just turn back time.
Look,
And they would
man,
appreciate the song selection. At least
yeah,
the
you're right,
artist.
Cher. Yeah.
and you're the host. You're Kevin, the host of things like KVJ Court, a lot of relationship drama.
That was kind of it.
People think you know.
still was doing a radio show for a gay audience of 2. It was so hot.
That's so hot.
It was just so
Kind of
miserable.
like what it is in the studio right
Yes,
now.
worse. It was even worse.
Why is it so hot in here? Have they not put the AC back
The
on?
rest, no, it's the rest of the building is it's cool. It's delicious. That's why I'm like thinking somebody's messing with us. I don't even know what's going on. It's only hot in this studio. I don't know what's going on.
Well, if this is any indication about how the rest of the week's going to go, I don't feel good.
And
Hold on there, Debbie Downer. We can rally back here.
I don't know. I'm moving to higher ground.
I'm just trying to kick along through everything in my mind of what could go wrong. What is the unforeseen thing that I'm not seeing or thinking of that when I get to the moment, then that's what always happens. I'm always so meticulous, thoughtful of everything I do, and it's always that one unforeseen, and you get in the moment, you're like, how did I not
You're
think
like,
of
I
this?
took everything. I took all the
I thought, yeah.
and I left Cannon out in the van outside where.
I left Cannon in the hurricane.
Damn it! I should have got it.
It's always that one thing. You're like, what am I forgetting? What am I not considering
you
here?
check to make sure you haven't forgotten Cannon first.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
don't leave out the gym. Is all. Just make sure he's at the house.
And will you work out during the hurricane?
Will you do hurricane
Yeah.
workout shit? Like push-ups and
Yeah,
crunches.
yeah, probably.
God, so
I'll probably do some
terrible.
stuff.
My gosh, I'm so going the other way.
I'm gonna be sitting there for like a long time and like not having to do, and
For every push-up Kevin does, Jason eats an Uncrustable.
I have to go back
every
today.
push.
I got to get more Uncrustables. I talked to Denny's today. I don't have enough.
Got to make sure you got enough. Yeah, you know, and I was thinking it through too, and it's like I have 2 cans of beer.
Oh,
I know.
you better just go to the convenience store. They still got plenty of stuff.
Well, I'm sure like Total Wine all stuff probably hasn't been pillaged. It's probably fine, right?
Probably.
I've
Yeah.
got if
I was
you
thinking,
need.
yeah. So I got to turn it around, but I got to decide like today, because if I'm staying, I got to get some of that stuff together.
The good news is your boys got you. I've got a lot of beer. If you need some,
Do you?
I mean,
The kind I drink?
oh yeah, this Connect 4 tournament is starting to sound real nice.
What
isn't
kind
it?
of beer you got?
I got Lagunitas. You like Lagunitas?
I do like Lagunitas. Yeah, I could drink that.
I got, and I have the other one you like. Say a beer you like.
I like the 420.
I have it.
Sweetwater?
Yeah. What else do you like? What other beer do you like? Just give me one more name.
Say a snack you like.
What kind of?
Due
Yeah, I
South.
got it.
You got Due South.
If we're gonna
no,
have
you do
it-
not have Due South.
Motherfucker,
You do not have Due
we're
South.
gonna make-
Caramel
I'll
cream
call-
ale.
I'll call
He's
your-
got it.
I'll call your bullshit
I'm
on
gonna
that.
have so much ice and broccoli.
I'm-
Oddly enough,
Gonna.
go with the. You know what? Oh my God, it's a theme. Due South Category 3 IPA.
Oh.
That's what I'm drinking during the storm. It's going to be a Cat 3.
You should.
God, how awesome is that? It's like it all comes together, and then like on my 8th beer, I'm annoyed people be going Cat 3. Get it?
I don't think I'd ever
So when
be.
that tree falls on your house, you'll be drunk and you can't put yourself together to help your family.
Yeah, they got it. Honestly, Kim, that's kind of her thing.
She'll be lifting the tree
she
anyway.
would be upset if I tried to take away the yeah.
Oh,
She'd be
Kim,
like, I got this.
Kim would block the tree from falling. She'd totally uproot that thing.
Yeah, no, she would take it. Yeah, she'd take it.
All right.
I got so many rats in my backyard.
Do you?
Well, you live in South Florida. A lot of people have rats.
No,
It's a common thing.
I don't
thing.
have any
No,
rats.
no. Here's the
You
thing. We
do.
got-
You don't realize you have rats.
No, we
honestly,
got this fight going on
I
because
don't have rats.
they put Coco, the little dog, out back to eat.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they
the
put the
dog
food down.
food.
And so they put the food down. And here's the thing: the dog doesn't have one kibble of it. Dog eats nothing. I don't know when this dog ever eats. I don't know what the dog ever does eat. I've never seen the dog eat out of this bowl. What happens automatically? 80 birds swoop down from the heavens and 20 rats come running out of the bushes. And I'm just sitting there watching.
Feeding time.
And I just keep telling my wife and her mom, I'm like, why do we keep putting that out there? I'm like, you put it down, the dog runs over here, and we have our backyard is swarmed.
A gang of rats.
And, Kim won't let me trim it. So it's like becoming overgrown. It is just a rat's nest.
Rats love it.
I mean, they're honestly, I saw 3 different rats just zipping all around the backyard yesterday.
And here's what happens when you have that dog food out there. When the dog food goes away, they're like, oh, these humans keep on putting all this food out here from this house. Let me get a little bit closer. Let me start sniffing around, see what else they got. And they will try to get inside your house.
Of course. Why wouldn't they? Yeah. Better food in there.
Better
I keep telling
food.
them, I'm like, can't you just we have tile all over the house. I'm like,
feed the dog inside.
why can't-
Everybody else does.
I know. I'm like, I don't understand this this is the kind of things where my wife and I just don't get it. I'm like, I don't understand the breakdown. There's and she can't back it up, so she just gets angry, and you're like, all right, whatever. Fuck it. Fuck it. Just like,
Drink.
You need to say that a lot during the storm.
Yeah, you're just like, all right, have it your way. But I'm sitting there, I'm watching just these, last night I'm sitting at the table doing some work, and I'm like, my God, my whole backyard is overrun with rats.
A gang of rats.
A gang, and they're running up to the bowl, grabbing a kibble of food, running back into the bushes. And I'm like, is this the same rat, or are there 80 different rats I've just seen?
No, it's a gang. They have leather jackets on. They're laughing. They can't wait to get in.
And so my wife's, well, put the rat poison out there. Duh. And I'm like, all right, so you got to switch out the food and put out the rat poison. Of course, as soon as you put out the rat poison, they don't come grab anything. I'm like,
They can read.
I'm like, yeah, I don't think it does. It says rat poison. I'm like, you got Ratatouille back there. Like, this isn't a dumb rat. This rat knows what's up.
Reading rats.
Reading rats. We got reading intelligent rats.
Gang of reading rats.
And this is their opportunity. They know the storm's coming. Like,
Are these circus rats?
You know what? It was so funny. Kim said that last night because they were zipping around and one of them was on the wall, like doing some kind of. And Kim's like, oh my God, they're circus rats. I mean, they're overrun the backyard. The whole family was sitting inside just watching these rats last night running around the backyard. They're our entertainment now.
They've been waiting.
it.
They've been plotting. They've been organizing, and now here's their moment to take over.
Well, we got
of
this
the
damn storm coming in, and I'm like, going, what is this going to mean with rats? If I get one little hole anywhere in my house.
Well, they're looking to hunker down.
If you start hearing round and round, that means they're coming in to fuck your shit up.
Rat party!
They got mullets and.
Oh my gosh.
It's just unbelievable. I'm just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah,
you got this.
And I wasn't saying your house has rats, Virginia. You just live in South Florida and you live off a golf course. You're going to have some rats that eventually kind of just peer through.
I've never seen a rat.
Yeah, and especially if you don't have an animal, so you're not leaving your food out, that will attract them. But rain and all that stuff will bring snakes. It'll bring rats.
I've seen snakes.
South
now,
Florida, it just happens.
I do have snakes, and a snake shedded their skin.
Oh, that's
on my
horrifying.
front porch the other day. I was like,
it's like their calling card. It's like, hey, just to let you know we're around.
Yes.
And you play that guessing game. What kind of snake was it?
A lot of the rats.
Sometimes you can't tell.
If you look out your window and you look at the power lines, and you'll never notice because a lot of people just don't stare at power lines, but you'll see a shit ton of rats run up and down.
That's
the
why I'm like,
power
oh, they're
line.
like circus rats.
Because it's high by the trees, so they can jump on the power line and get in the trees.
Trapeze training.
Oh man, I would not
It's
want.
unbelievable.
High wire rat.
I would not want to walk underneath your trees after that storm because it's going to be
Oh, I
littered
know.
with rats.
It's going to
man.
be raining rats.
It really
It's
is.
a raining rats. Hallelujah. It's a raining rats.
Well, it's going to be raining spiders at our place. We don't have rats. We got spiders, and Denny's is scared shitless. He's so afraid to walk underneath the tree because I'm so afraid the hurricane is going to have the tree break, and then all of a sudden the spiders are going to crawl through my window.
Oh, no. Poor baby.
My boy's okay.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I'll take care of them. Let me see here. Here's an email from Jason with some hurricane tomfoolery. Picture this. Big Brother meets The Bachelor meets Naked and Afraid Hurricane Edition. Jerby and 5 single ladies, quote, hunker down, drink at Bird's Place for the storm. They're all naked.
I love it.
The only food items are Hot Pockets and Mountain Dew. Once the tropical storm force winds start to hit, Lonely Eyes has to start evicting ladies into the storm until he's left with one. Suits and Denny's film the whole thing. It's a stressful time, and the people need this.
That is a great concept.
They get evicted naked into the storm?
Into the storm.
Damn, you
naked and
cold.
afraid, and then they're out there. That's where they have to do like their confessional, and it's like the storm winds are coming in, and they're naked, and they're out there. I can't believe it. I'm naked and I'm afraid.
I can't believe he's putting me out in the storm. And then they cut to me. I never liked that bitch. Just kidding.
Pretty good potential.
That guy who wrote, was that Jason who wrote that?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, if you ever come to an event, I got to buy you a beer. That's good
Absolutely.
stuff right there.
Yep. Let me see. Talking about the hurricane, the latest edition has come out. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to check it out.
What's it saying?
Just looking in the chat rooms. Oh, here's a good site to maybe check out that'll let you cut to the chase. SpaghettiModels.com. Somebody's saying to check that out.
It's going to be hot chicks dressed in spaghetti.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Hello. All right.
Wow, it comes right up.
Yeah.
I hit SP and it came right up.
Did it really?
Yeah. Is it listening to us?
Maybe it's like it knows that, a lot of people are kind of like checking it out.
Spaghetti models.
Yeah.
Of course, I get the real spaghetti model of the hurricane.
Yeah. So that's the 11 o'clock. Suits just sent it to me. Is it ticking a little bit more east? Somebody's saying it looks like, okay, just as at about... See, this is the only thing you guys are saying... Because it's looking like it might be Saturday 8... Saturday 8 a.m. 155 mile per hour winds. Cat 4. It looks like it's just... I would say that's right around Florida City. Coming up right in through that way. And then, like a Monday 8 a.m., yeah, Sunday 8 a.m., it looks like we're probably going to be seeing it 145 mile an hour winds. Then they've got it Monday at 8 a.m. up near St. Augustine at 125 mile an hour winds as a Cat 3. So does that mean we're going to have a Cat 4 suits? What is this? Looking at this thing, what the hell does this mean?
Well, what it looks like is it's going to be morphing from a 4 to a 3 as it's kind of going over us, if that makes sense.
Yeah, what are we looking at here?
It's almost kind of like angling as a Cat 4 when it gets here, and it looks like it might stay just off the coast and not lose as much strength, but it will drop to a 3, but it looks like it might not drop to a 3 until it's North Florida. So we might get a low 4.
Boy,
we might get the 3, we might get the 4, depending on what it does. Again, it's too soon. That's what everyone keeps on saying.
Hunker down, Jay Bird.
As soon as someone says a fact, there's always some other person. It's too soon to say that. It could go east.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to tell you, I think this one's now swung me back in the other direction.
Oh, no more Connect 4 tournament?
No, leaving now.
You were a prime
Now I'm leaving.
player.
You got me, Kev. I'm bouncing out of here.
You know who play Connect 4 with you? Kevin's Rats.
They're good, though, Virginia. They're so full of trickery.
They're quick players.
Oh, they're good.
And they'll definitely outsmart you.
They will.
I can promise you the rats aren't evacuating with us.
I just don't want to get outsmarted by a rat again.
Yeah. No, we're staying for that.
So if it is a 4, because it does look like it looks like it's going to be morphing from a 4 to a 3 on land. It just depends on where that's going to happen. Is that enough to keep one Kevin Ralston, or is that enough to lose him?
If it's a strong 3 into a 4, then I'm probably I'm leaning towards leaving.
Damn.
Yeah,
we
anything
almost
that
had
worked.
him.
Yeah, if we get, like I said, anything that's a 4, gonna go for a 4.
Do you think it would be miserable if all of us, me, you, Virginia, Suits, Denny's, we all were forced to stay with each other throughout the entire hurricane? Or could you make it? I think I could make it.
Yeah, I think it would be fine.
I do too.
Well,
I just don't want to be here. We can make it, but it's just let's be somewhere else.
Yes.
I think ultimately what it is, and here's the thing: if you are well prepared and you've got like some creature comforts going, like if you've got generators. Because I remember later on I had a neighbor that had like a generator going, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. And it was like, I think it was only like but he had it wired through his electrical box. So like he had
He was
one of his
legit.
rooms, and he had some AC, and they had the fridge, and they had like TV going. I was like going, okay, this is pretty awesome. That wasn't that bad.
That guy's a dick unless he's your neighbor and he's helping you out.
Yeah, and I went over there and chilled for a little bit, and I was like going, okay, it was pretty awesome to be in the cool and all that. And I'm like, if you're doing it that way, like if you're a baller, a hurricane baller, then you're like going, okay, this isn't too bad.
But if you know that hurricane baller and they're not helping you out, that person is a dick. Are you a hurricane baller? I could see you being a baller.
If I stayed, I would be a baller.
You would. You would actually be a great hurricane person if you stayed.
I'm not staying though.
She doesn't stay for a tea storm.
I do stay for a tea storm.
You don't stay for a 1 though.
No, I don't. No, I really don't.
Even a 1, she goes chasing
Is
out
it?
here,
It's
huh?
not because you're afraid you're gonna die. You just don't want to be left out with the creature, the comforts of your.
I don't want the fear. I don't want the fear before, during. Okay, so the fear of like, is the tornado going to come with the hurricane? That's scary. I don't want to be in my house and have the wind whipping and the hurricane shutters shaking and the fear of the roof flying off and trying to soothe the children and they're freaking out. Like, that just is not fun to me. We can go to a hotel for 2 nights, come back, and everybody's got a stress-free life. That's what I'm about. Stress-free life.
I think some people though do love seeing weather up close. Some people do. I'm one of those people.
Not me.
I think it's fascinating.
I have no desire to see a hurricane or a tornado up close.
Yeah.
They have those hurricane hunters, Kev. I would love to do one of those things where they go into the hurricane. Was that something you guys would ever do?
Never.
Never?
No.
I might.
Yeah, there's that spirit, that adventurer.
Yeah, I might.
Virginia, every man craves adventure. I think.
I guess I'm not a man.
I think me and Kev are kind of yearning for some adventure.
I think that I only get in a plane if I have to. If I'm traveling or doing something where I have to get in a plane. Because even when I fly, I'm worried about the plane crashing.
Well, if you do stay home, Kev, will you be roughing up the suspect a lot?
No, because I'll have like a lot of family around.
Oh, I mean,
Hey, pardon me, I'm going to
Hey.
jerk off real quick. And there's that weird feeling where like you come out and everybody's sitting there and you feel like everybody knows what you just did. There's just guilt all over your face.
they
and-
know.
You wink
Yeah.
at your mother-in-law.
Yeah.
She knows.
That ain't guilt on your face.
Yeah. What have you been doing in there? It took a little time.
You were in there for 3 hours.
We heard noises.
Why is Dad moaning and grunting?
It's a little odd, yeah.
All right, I guess.
He's
None of that's gonna
wrestling
be
with a
going on.
rat.
Yeah. I was in there strangling a rat,
He's
kids.
trying to get a rat.
Is that what it's called? Strangling the rat?
Strangling the rat. One of those little varmints got in the house. Dad had to trap it.
I mean, if you're alone, if you ride out the storm alone, though, I think it's just, free for all with yourself.
You know, it's all about stress relief. Whatever
Yeah.
gets you there.
Yes.
That'd be tough. Honestly, I would hate doing that, like being by myself.
It would be tough.
That would, yeah. Especially if you didn't have any power, you didn't have any internet, really couldn't watch anything. You're just sitting there by yourself.
Well, that's what happened to me. The first one where I had to eat the lettuce, and there was just ice and lettuce, and that's all. It was a head of lettuce, and I was by myself.
Ice and lettuce.
And it was so depressing.
That's awful.
Yeah, it was.
That does sound pretty bad. Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to be in that situation. So tomorrow on the show, I think we likely will be here, unless Kim makes me leave, but I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see what happens. Tomorrow we'll be doing a show and probably just, talk a little bit about what's going on. And I think, the one thing I want to do too is maybe we can play some of the games because I think that'll be it. Like, for people that are staying and you're going to be just kind of like chilling and you'd be like, okay, what do we do to kill some time? There are a lot of games that we play on the show that would work. Think Fast, No Name Movie Game.
Oh, No Name
Celebrity
Movie
Impressions.
Game. Yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
So we can do that kind of stuff. And maybe we could even post up, I'll try to find some Think Fast for you.
Yeah.
Am I
So you
higher?
post those up.
What's that one? Am I higher or am I high? Or what the number one?
Am I close?
Am I close? No, the one where with the guess the number.
Oh, okay. What's that number?
Oh, what's that number?
Yeah, where it's like, but you have to do a little bit of prep on that. Like you would say, how many home runs does Giancarlo Stanton have right now? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
And then you would say
48.
Okay, Virginia's the real actual number. Is it 48 or is it higher or lower than that?
It's higher.
Good. You listen.
Yeah, then you would get it right. It's 53.
And you could, how many eggs are, I guess that would be hard. Never mind. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Do your research.
How many eggs are in a dozen?
I'm a dick.
This is how we get him.
David actually had a comment here about Jason yelling during Think Fast.
Oh,
You got to watch. You got somebody in your family that's a screamer.
I knew this was coming.
He said, Jason can't be blamed for the yelling, which, mind you, is extremely jarring as a listener. Kevin and Virginia haven't done enough to help their fellow coworker out. So to help Jason remediate his yelling habit, every single time he screams the answer, he gets a shock to the nuts.
Okay.
I thought Davey was my boy. I thought he liked me.
And Virginia has control of the remote. Just a
love
thought
it.
from the audience on how you can step it up in 017. He's just trying to help you out.
Let's do this tomorrow.
I mean, it's really not a bad idea.
That's what happens. Like, you'll be sitting in a hurricane and you'll be drinking, and the shot collar. In fact, I remember when the whole shot collar thing started happening. Is I was in Kansas City with a buddy of mine, and I think it was the same thing. We were in his basement and we were drinking Schlitz. And he's like,
Classy girls.
oh yeah, we had way too many, and I'm like going every time. I'm like going, I think I've had enough, man. I don't feel right. Like I felt like I had the shits coming on.
Schlitz.
I'm like going, I am going. If I have another beer, I'm going to crap my pants. And he kept reminding me of the motto of Schlitz beer, the beer to have when you're having more than one. Like it's just the beer that you pound, and so I'm like, all right, I guess I can't deny it. So I had another one, and he's like going, have you ever seen these dog shot collars? I'm like, no, that seems like inhumane.
It is.
And he had a husky dog. He's like, no, they got thick skin. He's like, it's how I keep the boundary. And if the dog ever starts digging under the fence, you just like hit this thing and it stopped him from doing it. And that's when we strapped it on each other. We were completely hammered and we're just sitting there like shocking the shit out of each other. And it was a guy that I did radio with in Kansas City. And we started doing it as a constant bit on the show. And that's the kind of stuff that happens when you're drinking and you've got nothing but time on your hands.
Prepare to get a lot of really weird, shitty ideas from me. I mean, I'm gonna have nothing but time to think of some real
I get it.
fucked up shit.
Good. I can't wait. Yeah, the post-hurricane ideas are going to be, well, probably not good, but still, they're going to be entertaining.
Because, I mean, I'll probably gonna catch a little bit of a buzz during
Yeah.
it. I'm not gonna run out in the storm. Every time you say you're gonna have drinks, don't talk about drinking in hurricanes. It's irresponsible. Yeah, it's irresponsible if you drink a bottle of gin and then go dart out in the middle of the hurricane. I'm gonna be hunkered down, drink. I'm just gonna be getting my buzz on in my crib.
Yeah, that's it. Just, be a
So,
responsible
You're
drinker.
saying you're not going to be drunk as we're playing a radio drinking game.
What?
Drink.
Yeah. I can't. My fucking headphones are just not working.
Are you okay?
What?
Irma.
Damn Irma.
Irma's
Yeah.
Got us all on the run.
Blame it on the storm, huh?
Blame it on the storm.
That's what it is. All right. So we'll be on tomorrow playing some games, having some fun. Any questions, stuff like that. In fact, if you got anything that you want us to discuss tomorrow, send an email to us so that we can front load it. Mail at kvjshow.com.
Is it insensitive to do that old bit we used to do? And I love that bit where we have to act like we are the news people giving the storm as water's being thrown on us and leaves are being thrown on us and ice. Remember we did that?
Oh, when we do the Jim Cantori thing.
Yeah, where the other you don't like it, Virginia.
I don't think it's nice.
It's too insensitive.
too insensitive
Is
right
it
now.
though? All you're doing is acting like the who. All right, what the fuck do I?
I don't got a problem with it.
I don't have a problem with it either. Why is everyone so damn sensitive?
I heard somebody sent a text in earlier. I can't remember the exact hotel. It was like a Holiday Inn or something like that, in like Port St. Lucie. They said, is there any truth? Is Jim Cantori? I hear Jim Cantori, the rumor is that he's holed up at that place ready to go for the storm.
Well, he was doing in-studio work this morning on the Weather Channel.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll be
Unless
here.
they built a green screen in his hotel room, I don't think that he's here.
Or unless maybe they booked the reservation for him for like later in the week, and somebody at that hotel started telling somebody, and somebody told someone, Port St. Lucie's a small town.
That's
Word gets around
possible.
quick.
That's entirely possible. But as of this morning, it looked like they had Cantori in the studio.
And the thing I don't get, honestly, I think if he's going anywhere, he would be going probably to like either Key West or, maybe Florida City, somewhere around there, Key Largo.
Maybe he's getting old. He was in studio.
Tavernier.
He was not
No.
in the field.
Cantori, he will be here. I sense his presence.
He'll be here somewhere, but I think he's going to be further south.
Well, wherever he comes, that's the kiss of death.
You know.
So get the fuck out of Florida, Cantori.
Yeah. If you see Cantori on your streets, it's bad news for you.
You're not welcome.
Yep, exactly. All righty, that is going to do it for us. Wonder how much longer Bud's is going to stay open.
I'm trying to tell Philip, I don't know if they're going to do it or not, but I'm telling him to keep the stores open during the hurricane.
Jaybird.
I'm kidding. No, I think probably, I'd imagine when everything else starts to close, they'd be closed. So get your food now and buy some leftovers and eat that during the hurricane. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a shit ton of corn fritters.
Okay.
A ton.
Jaybird's hurricane plan.
And get the bird sauce. Get a ton of the sauce. You can put that in your little igloo, your little thing with ice.
Put it in your little thing.
What's the cooler?
Yeah. All right.
End this thing. I can't even think. This hurricane's got me on the run.
It's so hot in here. I can't breathe.
Oh, it's so fucking hot in
Can
here.
they not put the AC back on after a fire drill? What the actual hell?
Yeah, we will do great in a hurricane. We can't even stand 20 minutes in a podcast with the air breaking.
And I think the AC is on, man.
We're just
It's just not cool enough.
you're just
It
running
feels terrible.
You're just running a little hot, mama.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.